So I don't normally say something like this, but I feel like in this series, I'm more interested. Actually, let me put it like this. I'm less interested in what strategies Nightmare does and more interested in how well he can execute it.
Oh, okay. That's kind of fair, yeah. Well, we see he's already going to do a one base build because he's got 2 gases, so that's kind of exciting.
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm glad to see him do that, like to not just make a Nexus, right?
Yeah, he's trying to circumvent a game where you would just have it unfold in a normal macro game. I think everybody can agree that Maru's basically just going to probably win that in a game like that. He's just stronger. He's a robust player. But it's also hard to imagine Maru really getting thrown off his feet here in the early game. The SCV, by the way, is not going to scout that proxy pylon there.
He should have seen the probe go by, so he might have an idea, but we don't know if he actually saw it. Now, Nightmare steals the gas. Ah, I wonder what the... Oh, okay, no, I was going through my head, like, could this be like a Void Ray build? But I'm leaning towards no right now. I guess we'll see in a minute. But this is kind of exciting because Nightmare, people might not remember, but he was the first player to use Blink DTs professionally. That was the season he made it in, and Blink DTs were still somewhat new. No one had used them yet. And he made it, and he showed some great plays with Blink DTs that day. Ended up getting defeated PvP by Hero, but it was like kind of fun. He was like, it's rare that we get new players, and he was an exciting one. And then like I followed him on Twitch right away, and he streamed Heroes of the Storm just about every day, and like didn't really make it into GSL again for years, and here we are. And he's proxying ROBO, so what's that going to look like?
Yeah, this is going to be fun to see if this will work out here. We actually don't see the strategy very often in GSL, but it is viable. If it works, it's going to really screw the Terran up early on. We have a second bunker coming down here. So at this point in time, Maru suspects something's coming here.
Yeah. Well, the stolen gas, and he hasn't been able to find what's going on. He knows that there should be something, and he's actually fanned out over a large portion of the map, but hasn't found the proxy ROBO. Now, it's just a Prism on the way. There's not actually that many units here, right? He's got like a couple Stalkers. But with a Cyclone on the way, it's... I mean, Warp Gate's not quite done. Oh, okay, he is going to make an Immortal. Maybe he waits to go into the... No, he's sending the Prism right over.
I thought he was going to wait too, actually, but...
Yeah, maybe, but...
Or maybe he's going to pick up the Stalkers and go back? No, he's going to just go for it.
Yeah, I guess you poke right now, and then you come back. Like, you want to start damage immediately.
When you see the... when you see a Warp Prism here, that you know an Immortal is going to be the next thing made, right? So you've already exposed what tech you're trying to go for here. Good maneuvering there with the Warp Prism actually getting away from the Cyclone pretty well.
He's got to get out of there, though. You cannot lose this to the Cyclone.
I think he's going to lose it to the Cyclone.
He's definitely going to lose it to the Cyclone. That was like, oh my god, it's got 1 hit point. It's literally got 1 health. Tasteless.
The Immortal's here, but you can't really do anything if you don't have the Warp Prism. So this strategy is completely failed. It was risky to bring the 2 Stalkers there with the Warp Prism,
well,
and now we see why.
You should know when the lockdown comes off cooldown, and the fact that he was still sitting there.
I was surprised he actually veered to the right as well. Even if that got away, the Cyclone would probably be able to get over there again and get it.
Yeah, and then maybe he could have at least secured the kill. Like, securing the kill is one thing, right?
Yeah.
Trading a Prism for a Cyclone, it's like, well, I mean, it's not the best, but at least you got something.
The weird thing about it as well is that the Stalkers can just run out. They don't need to be saved by the Cyclone, or the Warp Prism.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like,
I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah, it's not like that was inside the main, and you know, it was either he abandons them there and they die. They would just run by the bunker, which didn't even have 4 Marines in it, just I think 2 or 3. Take some damage and then go away. So, anyways, a pretty disappointing start here to the strategy. Now, because that Warp Prism was lost, even though this rush is still going on in this game, it's been slowed down a lot. So, even though this is doing some damage, I imagine this is going to be pretty manageable here for Maru.
Yeah, you're not going to get that much done. He's got enough defense up, but Nightmare is macroing up, right? Like, I mean, he's taking a 3rd Nexus. He's getting Blink. He has other things that are going on. It's just, is he going to have enough when Maru finally moves out? Oh. Okay. Oh, all right. Well,
I love this new way you cast Artosis.
Well, first,
I guess so.
At first it was like kind of stuck there, and I'm like, well, all you have to do here is flick 1 probe and it dies, right? Because it gets stuck. And then he doesn't do that, and I'm like, all right, I guess he gets away. And then He doesn't even try to get away, and it dies. I'm like, okay. Well, there you have it. We're all just throwing in the towel, aren't we? My commentary on top of it. None of us going to put any effort into that. Not Nightmare killing the Reaper, not Maru keeping the Reaper alive, and hell, not me commentating that farce. That farce of a scout.
So, Protoss is fairly behind here. There was a modicum of damage given over here to Maru, but I think Maru is going to be able to get into a pretty healthy position here as this game progresses. We've got the third command center coming down here, so there won't be any kind of aggressive push for a little while here. In fact, I think on both sides, this game is probably going to go down, slow down here. I don't imagine there's any kind of unique timing attack from the Protoss side where you can hit them as they're taking their third base. I think that would be a big error if he did that.
But you know what? I really like how he's playing this in some certain ways, right? His original opening didn't really do that much. But the fact that he has now gone into 3 Nexus, he's going Charge, and he's going Double Forge. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I really, really like that.
Well, he's investing in the long game here.
Yeah, and if he lives to the point that 1-1 finishes, which it really looks like he's going to, I can't call that a bad position.
No. The only thing I wonder is that because we saw Nightmare open up with a super aggro build, and I could be completely wrong about this, but he may not be feeling that confident going into a late game against Maru, which I think is completely fair. It's
probably
reasonable.
No one should feel confident going late game against Maru.
Yeah.
Literally
maybe
no one of any race. Yeah. Well, he's taking his 4th Nexus. You know, let's look at this probe count. 63, not bad. We'll see exactly how many probes he wants to make. He needs that 1-1 done, basically. I love the fact, by the way, that he has 3 Immortals in here. That adds so much punch to his army, which is just really important. He has the strength here. And as long as that 1-1 finishes before we have a big engage, can you see a 3 Immortal army with 2 Sentries and then a bunch of Charge Lots losing at this point in the game? It seems not, right?
Oh, hold on. We have 2 Zealots actually coming through here. Going to try to shred up some of these workers. Now, I think it's going to do not too much damage. The push is coming here, though, from Terran. Terran's actually in the middle of the map. He is going to catch this Robo here. But let's see how much damage this push can actually do. We do have the army supply beginning to exceed the Protoss, but a lot of PvT is about how the engagement actually goes down. Can Protoss get good force fields? Are medevac's going to be sniped? Here we go. Oh, this is actually a pretty unfortunate angle for the Protoss to try to attack here.
Oh my God, I can't believe, that mine hasn't hit him.
He's doing it again.
Well, that mine almost shredded him like 3 times, then it didn't hit.
Yeah.
But now, like that engagement was not really that good for Nightmare, unfortunately.
No, let's stick with this casting style. I like it. We got to watch Artosis' brain feel out the game.
Yeah. Normally, I'm good at turning the what's and ahs into words, but not today. Tasteless, I've been doing this 10 years, man. It's time to put me down.
It's where you get caster disease. They find out way in the future. It's like, casting is actually really bad for you. You know.
Tasteless, you only missed 2 more days than Artosis over the 10 years. So by this time next week, you're going to have caster disease.
Yeah, there's already tumors all over my brain. They just haven't started to kill me yet.
Oh, man. Okay, well, there's a lot of mines here now. That one engage that we saw, it was, well, hold on. There's actually a warp in here in the main base.
This is enough that it's going to cause a real problem for Terran back at home, but we're seeing the army get chiseled down here pretty heavily for the Protoss. I think this game's going to end in about a minute here. I think Terran just kind of comes in here with a killing blow. Whenever you just see Stalkers and Zealots, you know that the Protoss is in trouble. When the Archons and Immortals are gone, and even though economically Maru's hurting, this army is already here.
Yeah.
The damage is already being dealt. The probes are being pulled. We have, what, 1 Immortal coming in here with this group? Not even in good range of the tanks.
He can't really clear the army is the problem. And he tried to clear it 4 times.
Yeah.
And it's the thing is, if you don't clear it those 4 times, then suddenly you have an army that can clear it, right?
Yeah.
And that's where we're at, unfortunately, for Nightmare.
Okay, so I guess there's going to be a little bit more harass over here, but I do not know if there's an answer for this big Terran army. Oh, I stand corrected, actually. I guess if the tanks are that far forward.
Immortals are a good unit, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so he ends up holding. He dealt a lot of damage to the SCVs, but Maru's SCV count is actually still okay, and he gets mules, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that bad, really. 40 workers.
And even these zealots here are just being hemorrhaged, not doing much of anything. 38 workers are killed, but, well, maybe I actually overestimated Maru's advantage here. You know,
no, I think
60 probes. I think he's going to win. Yeah. But 60 probes is a very good number. He can reclaim that 4th base with ease.
But look, Nightmare is playing a very powerful style. He's continually making immortals. That's something I can really appreciate, right? Especially if the game gets kind of more scrappy. I think those immortals can be really powerful.
Well, right? This Warp Prism is really keeping Nightmare in the game. That Warp Prism actually has a tattoo of the Warp Prism that was killed at the start of this game.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
And when that one
dies...
That
was his twin brother.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
When that Warp Prism was shot down, this Warp Prism felt pain.
And his mom is feeling really sad about it, too, because she is the circuit board inside the robotics.
Yes.
And the other robotics, the first robotics, that was his dad.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn, that's really
this is
sad.
A sad story.
Yeah.
But Zealot's coming down here. There's actually no SCVs to harass, so he's going to pull away, only losing 1 Zealot. I'm a little bit surprised there's not more defending here.
Dude, he has Zealots everywhere.
Yeah. This is actually doing quite a bit of damage. Where's the army? There's something pushing up towards 12 o'clock.
Look at the army that he's actually bringing in here as well.
The thing is, half the army's up there, taking out the Nexus, but the majority of the strong units here for Protoss are actually over at the Terran's base.
He's going to have to recall, I think.
I believe you're correct.
Because he can't be losing, he can't go down to 2 base, basically. You see, he just shook his head as his harassment got cleared out, and he had to recall again. So,
by the way,
this game is really cool.
I was mentioning earlier I was more interested to see how well Nightmare would execute his play, not so much what strategies he picks.
Yeah.
He's playing very well.
Yeah,
this is actually a really good close game here. And even though I think Maru's still probably going to come out on top and win, if Maru makes 1 or 2 mistakes, Nightmare can still take this game.
Yeah, it's definitely Maru favored right now. But you know what? If he makes some disruptors, yeah, there you go. Don't want to see Colossus here. You definitely want disruptors. If he gets a couple good disruptor shots, he can still kill the army. It's very Marauder heavy. He has a lot of immortals. He's making quite a few shield batteries here. The thing is, he doesn't really have splash yet. He really needs the disruptors. It's so incredibly important.
Okay, here we go. Big attack. The angle actually much better for Protoss here, but it looks like Maru might just be able to force his way through once these force fields go down. Oh, the disruptor's a really good addition here. Let's see how that connects with the army.
That's
what we want to watch for sure.
Oh, that was a bad disruptor ball. Yeah, Maru saw that coming a mile away and just was already ready for it. Okay, good force fields though. The force fields are actually doing a great job pushing back units so they can't all fire at once, and the Immortals are gunning down everything in front of it. Very, very nice.
Right now, Nightmare getting squeezed here on 3 bases, but he's kept his tech pretty stable. We have 2 more disruptors coming up here. An overextension or a misplay by Maru, and I think Nightmare can still bounce back.
Dude, this game is cool.
Yeah, this is actually a great game 1. I thought it was just going to be Nightmare getting owned, but it's not that case at all.
No, it's really not. It's some beautiful, beautiful play. Like, the thing is, he's made mistakes this game as well. But strategically, he's brought something a little bit special, a little bit different, that is sound, and he's playing it pretty well.
Okay, forced to cancel there. By the way, you can see how tight this game has been because Maru had to lift off his main CC and use that to land a CC somewhere else.
Very true.
I mean, if any more CCs get sniped here, it's going to be really bad. But it does seem like the reach that Nightmare has as far as controlling his side of the map is getting better the more disruptors he has.
Yeah. It's hard to control, but he can do it, you know? Okay, so Maru has his army split up into 2 groups. As the main group of Nightmare's army comes over, of course he can hold on. Nice pickoff on the Archon. Oh, man!
That was insane.
3 health left on that one. Gosh, Maru.
Okay, good pickups here. Disruptors alone, you know, they need something to cover them. Disruptors are funny units because it's not like the more you get, the better they are either. There's like definitely a right number.
Like they are funny and like Like, you can get enough that you can consistently send out Disruptor Balls and stuff, but you're right. It's not like you hit a critical mass and they can't do anything. It comes down a lot to control.
Okay.
Good stuff. Look at this. I mean, he's clearing mines very nicely. Oh, Maru hitting the natural now, getting rid of one of the Robos.
Yeah, that's actually pretty big to deny that tech. And the pylon's unpowered, so the other Robo can't build either.
Gets two of the medevacs on the way out. One of them did have units.
What am I? Oh my God! That.
Well, that was the end.
Tab's out there. Okay.
That's a bad.
What
way
was
to end
a
it.
back and forth game.